Hello, my name is Sybil Harmony, and this is your video for November 2020. So this is the energy of this month. It goes very deep, revealing truth. And it is a time, because of the coronavirus and all the things that are going on, where you can use this time to go in deep, to evolve, and to heal yourself. So we're coming into, and we have openings more in the middle of November, but the whole month goes deep. So you can use this time to evolve spiritually and heal, which is why you are here. Of course, we have the elections happening this month in the United States. And one thing I know about predicting is that the energy is unpredictable. So anything can happen. I do feel it does look like Biden will win. And this will bring us more into a path of the feminine. He has a more feminine energy, and the other candidate has a more old world masculine energy. And we need both to be in balance. And so, but what's really important for us is healing our soul, our spirit. And we are in the time of the environment. It may seem like it's most important that we get the economy going. And immediately, yes, I understand that. And it's most important that we get the virus under control, of course. And it is also a very strong virus signature. So I would be very careful in these fall and winter months. But change the way you do things. It doesn't mean not to do anything, but you may go virtual more. You may find ways to do things that keep you safe. Look at the light coming in. That's cool. Okay. But what we're going to do is a healing, an Archangel Michael healing, to bring us more into balance and harmony. Because, as I said, this is the time of the environment for the next 20, 40 years. This is our time to heal the environment. That's why we have, what's really going on is, why do we have a plague, a virus? Because we're out of balance. We're out of harmony. And so that's what brings illness. Wow, the light's really strong. And that's kind of cool. Hope you can see me okay. And the fires where I am, the floods. And everyone agrees that we want clean air and clean water, and we want to live here, right? So we're having to change the way that we do things. And it is about going out in the world and taking action, voting, being proactive, supporting people and ideas that help shift us into a clean and sustainable living environment. And that's also an inside job, connecting with the earth. If you've looked at some of my videos, I usually do a grounding or running, what I call running energy, where you ground and connect into the earth. Because if we're not connected into the earth, one, we won't have very good health. We won't be centered and present, and we won't be connected with our female side. We all have a male and a female side, and we may find that either we're angry at ourselves if we're women, or if we're a man, we may feel like we're angry at women when we're not grounded and connected to the earth. So you might want to look at one of those videos, running energy, or most of my videos, I do a grounding. I'm not going to do that this time because I've already done that a lot, but I am going to do this healing. I did pull a few cards for the healing and for the month, and I do have a card here, gathering, and so you have an indigenous woman here. So the Native Americans knew, and a lot of indigenous cultures know, in the Amazons, tribes that are connecting, trying to work with like CEOs that have come there to mine their land, or bring bring their corporations there, working with them to help them to understand the land and how we heal and get back into balance. And there are 5 tribes: the Hopi, the Navajo, the Cherokee, the Sioux, and the Lakota, which all talked about foreseeing a future where we became out of balance and great sickness and fires and floods came. Excuse me, clearing energy. So now we are in that time. And this is the gathering. And I'm going to take a sip of tea here because I have a tickle. Excuse me. Okay, I'm okay. It's just a tickle. Gathering. And I'll read the card to you. And that's appropriate because we have gathering. If you're not gathering with your family, you're gathering virtually, or you're gathering with your spirit and your spirit guides, is a good idea during the holiday season to stay safe so that we can gather for the years to come and we're still here. So gathering. Life is like a fulcrum on a scale of balance. Your past and your future determines the need for gathering strength in this life. The reason for all the pain. As you gather knowledge from the infinite sea of consciousness and life experience, you begin to evolve. You fill the ground of your spirit with knowledge so that one day it can be emptied and you may begin to gather wisdom. Become one with life and consider the true importance of what you are gathering. So this is by Rob Schouten, Schouten. I may have pronounced that incorrectly. These cards are from 1991, and they're a beautiful deck. I don't know if you can get them anymore, but they're very esoteric and very beautiful. So I love to share them with you. And so we're going to do a healing now to bring us into balance and harmony. So you might want to pick something that you want to heal or work on. It can be bringing physical balance and harmony. It can be bringing emotional balance and harmony. And I'll explain to you a little bit how I do this. In my private sessions, I just do it for people or explain more detail. But in the interest of doing this on a 30-minute video, we're just going to get right to it. But the idea of of just like tuning into your body, where the lower body near your tailbone is about safety and security and community and having enough, not being in survival. The middle, like right below your belly button, is emotional. So the lower first chakra, to back up for a minute, will be about large intestine and adrenals. The middle, the second, like below your belly, is about kidney, bladder, testes, and your emotions. Your stomach area, right above your belly button, is about your digestion organs, liver, stomach, gallbladder, pancreas, and that's about personal power and self-esteem. Your heart center in the center of your chest is about love, heart and lungs and immune system. Your throat center is about communication and sinuses, teeth, thyroid. This center here is your hormones and ability to be the observer, to be neutral. And the top of your head, which would be the 7th center, the chakras. I'm just going over a quick version, just to give you an idea of where you might want to go with your healing. This has to do with your brain and everything in your body and your connection to the divine, what you call God, Goddess, your higher self. Okay? So you have an aura around you. You might feel something, feel where the emotion that you want to clear is in your body, and or have an idea of a physical thing. So in energy healing, you can use your imagination and use your intention. That's very powerful. We're also going to use, I'm going to give you a little bit more anatomy to kind of boost it up and make it a little more advanced. But I'm going to give you, you can call on your higher self. You can call universal love. You can call on an archangel. And Archangel Michael vacuuming is a very powerful thing. I learned, it's 2004. So 16 years ago, I learned this from Doreen Virtue. And the Archangel Michael is a non-denominational angel who will help you with healing, especially with clearing fears. Oh, there's a lot of toxins, especially if you're in Northern California. We're living now, because of fires, in one of the most toxic environments on the planet. So we want to visualize and pray for rain. Visualize and pray for the world that we want to see with a clean environment, and ourselves and everyone else being in harmony and balance. And so you might want to clean out toxins. Also, this is another subject, but drinking pure water, breathing clean air, and, air purifiers, or filtering your water. And you can ask me about that in the comment section below if you want to know more about that, because that's a whole nother topic I'm not going to get into. But a lot of people have been getting really sick and contacting me, and they're not feeling well. So these toxins are exacerbating emotional issues, and they kind of bring lower energies, lower entities around. And they also exacerbate health conditions that you might already have. So it's a really good idea to clean out toxins. This is a picture of Archangel Michael. I'm going to show you a couple pictures. He usually shows up how you can recognize him. He can show up here as like a Tibetan monk. There you go. And here is one more healing type of picture of a light being with wings. I usually see him as a purple, really light blue color with gold around him. And one more thing before we get started on the healing, wow, that lit me up, is we're going to heal we're going to use a rose to create the healing that you want to do as a tool. A rose is a tool that will work for us, but we're also going to clean it from our DNA. So in the back of your head, I'll show you a picture. You have 3 DNA centers. This is the head and this is the neck. This is my handy artwork. I'm looking for an artist if anybody does that work. But these are DNA double helixes. Now they might be more than double because we're awakening and evolving, and we're regaining our 12-strand DNA. That's why so many people are going through physical things right now with the awakenings that are happening, because we're regaining our spiritual abilities, our ability to spontaneously heal, to know things, to manifest, to see spirit, to see energy, to hear messages. And so we are regaining more than a double helix. But for now, we'll just look at the back of a head and a neck. And there's one window here for our spiritual DNA, spiritual healing. One window on the left for emotional healing, and one window on the right for physical healing. Okay? So we're going to do all of that. So now that I've given you all that, let's actually do it. Because in energy healing, you want to just do the healing if you want a healing. Okay, so let's go ahead and invoke Archangel Michael, or whoever you feel comfortable with, the energy of love, higher self, or God, goddess. Invoke your assistance. And if you'd like, you can close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths. Breathing in through your nose is a good idea. all the way into your belly. And allowing yourself to relax and come into balance and harmony. And I am sending you healing energy, connecting with the other side. For everyone who's watching this in all time and directions in the future. And for fun, because we can have fun with this, let's create a rose. Just visualize, pretend you see it. Just like you pretend you see a flower or a bird or something. Pretend there's a rose. Visualize a rose. And this is a beautiful rose. Let's let that one go. Let's create another one that's you. It's a beautiful healing rose. I would avoid using red, black, white, or gray, grayish silver, because those colors can be kind of knock you out of your body. Unless you feel like it's a really passionate or calming red, which is unusual. I wouldn't use the other colors, but create a rose for you. There you are, beautiful. That's a symbolic rose. And ground that rose, like if you had it on a computer screen, ground the stem, like your finger painting. Take your finger and go and or visualize it connecting to the bottom of the screen. Good. And drop healing light in there. And let's say hello to the center of that rose, at the center of your head. Say hello and drop light. This is cosmic light. Drop it into the center of your head, helping you to come into your body. Good. And say hello to yourself in the center of your head. You might want to create and destroy some roses for whatever energy is in the center of your head, if you feel like you're not getting in there. Because healing is letting go of what is not your energy. Because your energy is a healing in your body. Good. And keep dropping that light in the center of your head. Good. Good job. Now let's put that rose aside. Now let's create a rose for what you want to clear out. It can be, you might want to close your eyes and feel, how am I feeling? If it's anything less than harmony, balance, calmness, peace. I mean, we don't need to be in ecstatic joy in every moment, but anything that feels out of balance or any physical pain or discomfort or something that you've been wanting to work on, create a rose for that, and then let the energy of whatever that is, you don't need to know what it is, but just intend that that's going into the rose. Breathe it in there. Just give that energy a place to go. Any lower thought forms, anybody else's energy, any cords, any past abuse or emotion, lower thought forms, just give it a place to go. Now, whatever that is has karma with you. And karma is represented as rings on the rose. So whatever the first number you get, that's how many rings it is. Just trust yourself. So how many rings are on that rose? Then let's ground that rose like we did before. Connect it to the bottom of the viewing screen and let the earth energy run through that rose. Earth energy comes up counterclockwise, up the stem, and around the outside, from outside to inside. Good. Now, bring the cosmic energy down into the center of that rose. Drop it in. Just keep dropping it in until it goes in. You may feel energy moving around. That's good. You might at first feel like the energy like tries to make you think it's yours, and it's not. So it might feel like, oh, I don't know what's happening or something. That's okay. You just want to do it. Just stay with it. You're doing good. The only way out is through. Drop it in there. Okay. Now let's place a golden karma ring over this rose. And that golden karma ring is going to absorb the karma, the other karma rings. Let it absorb, kind of massage or finger paint them up, and then drop it in. Let's break a stick over that rose, symbolizing you're done with this energy. And then imagine there's scrolls. Look for scrolls. Scrolls are past life agreements to learn about that energy, because everything is here ultimately to teach you. So break those scrolls and drop them in. Good. Usually the same amount of rings or the same amount of scrolls. Now let's put any pictures. A picture is a thought form, a belief, or an idea that maybe somebody put on you, like, oh, you're not good enough, and then you attract things that validate that or invalidate you, that validate that you're not good enough. So that's not true. It's just a picture. Everything is energy. It's just a picture in your space. So drop that picture in there. The picture of why you should be sad, or mine was like, you shouldn't be very happy because other people will feel bad. That's what my family told me. Or you shouldn't own your power because I'll be jealous and I'll punish you. A punishment picture. This is how it is. It's always this way. All men are jerks. Whatever the picture is. Okay. Drop it in. Or it could be somebody else's pictures you took on, or stuff that people put on you, or society is this way. So it's just a picture. Put it in there. And let any lower beings or thought forms, because everything has a consciousness. If it's there long enough, it develops, or it already had a consciousness. It could be a deceased person. It could be whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just energy. Let it go in the rose. Give it a place to go. Here's a present for you. I've created this space for you. Okay, good. Now make a copy of that rose, an energetic copy, and slide it on there, and it's gone. Yay. Okay, let's do that again. Put up the rose, make a copy, like a phone screen, and just slide it on there. Just do it. Feel how that just changed the energy? Good job. Now, we're going to put this healing rose in your spiritual, emotional, and physical DNA. So don't worry about doing it perfectly. Just do it if you want the healing. So drop a rose in your spiritual DNA. Woo, look at all that energy coming out. And keep dropping that healing rose in there. In this, healing that issue. You're healing the issue that you just healed. So now you have a healing rose. So just drop it in there. Good. And when you feel like it's clear, you might want to sit there for a while. You might want to do, after this video, put it on pause, or do it again and sit there and do it. You can do it longer, but for the interest of time, we're just going to Drop it in. So let me see when Archangel Michael, tell me when. We're having him help us. There we go. Wow. See, when you ask him to help you or ask your guides to help you, it'll move much faster. Good. That feels good. So you'll know it feels good, or you'll see a flash of light. You feel like, wow, I feel like calmer. I feel better. I feel like I'm more myself. It feels different. But it's good. It's good different. Maybe that energy's been there thousands of years or your whole life or the last, 3 months or whatever. Okay, now let's do the emotional on the left side. Drop a healing rose in there. Healing your emotions on a cellular DNA level. Healing your emotions. Ooh, that feels good. Good job. Amazing. And now, the right, physical healing. Ooh, there's a lot of energy in there. Keep dropping a healing rose in the physical DNA window, in the back of your right head, until you feel like it's clear. Sometimes I can hear when it's time. So they're talking to me, they're telling me it's not time. If I'm just hearing plain music, then it's done. But if they're talking to me, there's something coming out. You might be clearing, like family members out, holidays, exes, people you have karma with. And you can still love people. You just don't want to be healing everybody, especially if you're empathic. Don't take on everybody's stuff. You're always connected to your loved ones with cords of love. So you don't need to worry about that. We're just taking out the stuff that's you've taken on that's not serving you. Any energy that might be draining you or causing, I'm getting like blood sugar issues, things like that. That's just me. Okay. Okay, so I just saw the words, you're clear. So there are many different ways that I know. And when you sit with a teacher, you'll pick up that teacher's ways, or you'll develop your own, but you'll have permission, because I have a lot of permission. Just give yourself permission to know what you know and the ways that energy works for you. One more thing, we're not done yet. We're almost done. We're going to take this healing rose now and send it up to your Akashic record keeper. So you have an Akashic record keeper, and this Akashic record keeper has a beautiful library, that's your library, of all your agreements for this life and all your past lives in it. And so we want to update the Akashic records, and it'll happen anyway, but we're just speeding up the process to make sure everything happens efficiently. And so take your rose and give it to your Akashic record keeper, that beautiful library. You might be interested, like looking in, like, ooh, we can do that another time, Akashic Records. Beautiful. So have a wonderful month. And please like and subscribe to my videos. If you'd like help with healing or more detailed healing or reading or mediumship, I do that. I'm at SibylHarmony.com. Thank you for sharing your time with me, and have an amazing, peaceful, balanced, and harmony November.